For most of your life, you've probably been told the same thing. You're too much, too intense, too emotional. Maybe you're someone who tears up easily, not just in sadness, but in frustration, or even when something is so beautiful it overwhelms you. And over time, you may have learned to hide that side of yourself, treating it like a weakness. But what if it's not a flaw at all? What if it's a different kind of wiring? There's a strong possibility that you fall into the 20% of people with a trait called sensory processing sensitivity. To really understand this, we have to go back to how humans survived long before modern life existed. In early tribes, most people were what we can call dandelions. Durable, tough, unshakable. They adapted quickly and kept moving no matter what. But a tribe full of only dandelions wouldn't last. They'd ignore subtle warning signs. They'd walk straight into danger without noticing the shift. They'd consume things that seemed fine until it was too late. That's why the tribe needed another type, the orchid. The observer, the sensitive one, the one who noticed everything. Your system doesn't just experience reality, it processes it deeply. Where others skim the surface, you absorb the details. You don't just hear sounds, you notice layers within them. You don't just listen to people, you pick up on what they're not saying. Tone, pauses, energy. Your awareness is always active, always scanning, always taking in more than most. And that's not random, it's design. But here's the problem. From reading comments and hearing people's experiences, a pattern keeps repeating itself. You know you're different. You know you feel more, but instead of feeling strong, you feel drained, constantly. This is where a concept called vantage sensitivity becomes important. Because the truth is, you're not breaking down for no reason. You're trying to survive in the wrong conditions. An orchid doesn't grow in concrete. It needs the right environment. And here's the shift. In harsh settings, you struggle more than others. But in the right setting, you don't just keep up, you excel. You think deeper, create more, see what others overlook. So instead of trying to become tougher, we're going to do something different. We're going to build your environment around you. We'll focus on two things, your physical system and your relationships. Let's start with your energy. Why are you so exhausted all the time? It's not weakness, it's mismatch. Your system was designed for a world that was quiet, but meaningful. Picture a calm forest, nothing overwhelming. But if something changes, it matters. A single sound carries information. Your brain is built for that kind of depth. But now you live in constant stimulation, noise, screens, messages, endless input. Your brain doesn't filter it, it processes all of it. And that creates overload. You're burning energy just existing in your environment. So the solution starts here. You need to change your sensory intake. Think of it like food. If you constantly consume junk, your body crashes. Your nervous system works the same way. So your goal is simple. Reduce what drains you, increase what restores you. Start with the draining inputs. If you're in a noisy or chaotic space, noise-canceling headphones aren't optional, they're protection. They act as a barrier between you and constant stimulation. Using them isn't antisocial, it's necessary. Next, you need a reset space, a place where your system can slow down. It doesn't have to be perfect. It could be your car, a quiet hallway, even a bathroom. The rule is this: when you feel overwhelmed, don't push harder. Step away. Give yourself 5 minutes with no input, no phone, no distractions, just stillness. That small reset prevents a full crash later. Now let's talk about what actually refuels you. Because avoiding stress isn't enough. You need positive input too. For you, beauty isn't extra, it's essential. It tells your system that you're safe. That could be visual, natural light, trees, patterns, or physical, comfortable textures, gentle pressure, or sound, rain, ambient noise, calm frequencies. These aren't just preferences, they restore your energy. So you need to treat them like necessities, not luxuries. And then there's your phone. To your brain, notifications are constant interruptions, small but relentless. Try switching your screen to grayscale. It reduces the stimulation and removes the addictive pull, making your phone less draining every time you pick it up. Now let's move to people. This is where things get even more challenging, because you don't just notice emotions, you absorb them. If someone is stressed, you feel it in your own body. That's the emotional spillover effect, so you need to change how you engage. First, the compassion shift. Empathy and compassion are different. Empathy pulls you into someone's pain. Compassion lets you care without losing yourself. Imagine someone struggling. Empathy jumps in with them. Compassion stays grounded and offers support. When you feel overwhelmed by someone else's emotions, pause and remind yourself, I understand what they feel, but it doesn't belong to me. That creates separation. From there, you can help without becoming overwhelmed. Second, the pause rule. Because you feel so deeply, it's hard to say no. You sense how others feel, so you agree even when you shouldn't. That leads to burnout, so you need space before responding. From now on, use this line. Let me think about it and get back to you. That pause is powerful. It gives your mind time to process what you actually want. And in that moment, ask yourself, do I have the energy? Is this good for me? Is this draining or supportive? The world you live in wasn't designed for your sensitivity. It's fast, loud, constant. But that doesn't mean you don't fit. It means you need to live differently, more intentionally. You have to protect your energy, choose your inputs carefully, set boundaries without guilt. This isn't about avoiding life. It's about building the conditions where you can actually thrive. Because once you do, your depth becomes your strength, your awareness becomes your advantage, and your sensitivity becomes your power. Start small. Make one adjustment today. Create a little space. Reduce one source of noise. Pause before your next yes. Let's create a life that works for how we're wired. I'll see you in the next one.